Hello, Spider-Man fans! It is an exciting day here on the channel because we finally got ourselves a feature-length trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, where I was expecting to see maybe like 3, 4, 5 top Spider-Man variants, not a whole city of spider people walking around left and right from every inch and corner. It's made me go kind of crazy here in my studio trying to dissect every single spider person that I actually know and research the ones I don't know and then pretend like I do know them as I relay the information to you. I'm an honest spider person. But what I'm going to do here for you guys is not only giving you my reaction to the trailer, I'll be also giving you my breakdown for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. There's actually a lot of details that put this trailer in context for you because I bet some people were wondering, whoa, why is like a whole town of spider people going after my boy Miles Morales? Who the main villain of the next 2 Spider-Man movies are, because don't forget this is only part 1. We are going to be getting a concluding chapter in Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. That along with so much more, so please, I'm going to need you Spider-Man fans to give me your opinions down below on what you thought of the Across the Spider-Verse trailer. If there's any spider people in here you think I missed or got incorrect, let me know down below. And out of all the spider people we talk about here, give me like your top 5 that you're most excited to see in here. Okay, so before even diving into the trailer, I think it's best if we go through the official current synopsis because it really gives us an idea to what was going on in all that footage we just witnessed. The official teaser that they have right now goes as, after returning with Gwen Stacy, Brooklyn's full-time friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is captured across the multiverse, where he encounters a team of spider people charged with protecting its very existence. But when the heroes clash on how to handle a new threat, Miles finds himself pitted against other spiders and must redefine what it means to be a hero so he can save the people he loves most. Along with that full plot synopsis, the creators of the movie also confirmed that the Spot, which we got to look at early on before any footage was ever shown, is actually going to be the main villain. I know some people are like, Chris, we already knew that. No, we knew he was going to be a villain in the movie. We did not know he was going to be the villain for this one and the next Spider-Man movie. They have it here. The Spot is an interesting villain because he seems like a joke, but when you really look at his powers, there's incredible potential. His ability to open portals across dimensions sets him up perfectly for the Spider-Verse. He's the villain of the next 2 films, and let's just say that the Spot and Miles are connected in surprising ways. What does that mean? A multiverse Miles Morales that turned into the Spot? That's my guess, but who knows? But I find that interesting because I would never think someone like the Spot to be the main villain, but I do agree. His powers have a lot of potential for what a lot of the times feels like he's just a joke. Oh, he opens little portals here and there, can maybe make Spider-Man accidentally hit himself from time to time. Guess they added in that ability that his Spots also open dimensions to other multiverses, making him now a really big threat for every spider person. So that's what we got going on here in this trailer that we're seeing. We're seeing Miles be captured by Gwen Stacy and his new friend Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099. Then the Spot is going to be doing something in the multiverse that causes a big problem for all the spider people, and looks like there's a civil war against spider people on how they should handle this problem, to where I guess Miles and his people think very differently and all the other Spider-Men, women, and things come after them. But now if we go bit by bit into the actual trailer, it starts off here with Miles Morales and his mom on a rooftop where it seems like he's just had a bit of a hard day. Other footage in the trailer shows that maybe he gets into a fight with his family at the barbecue. And hey, let me tell you something, that's just an occurrence at the family barbecue, am I right? But it was honestly a very heartwarming speech that his mom relayed on to him about not changing who he is, remembering that as he grows up, he needs to stay true to himself, real life lessons that every Spider-Man should be taught along the way, all while it was being intertwined with footage from the first movie. From there, finally brings us to new footage from Across the Spider-Verse, where we get to see something I always love to see, and that's Spider-Man doing friendly neighborhood things and helping his local people. We see Miles Morales here stopping a taxi from hurting a bunch of street pedestrians. One thing I want you to pay attention in this shot is you can see all the Puerto Rican representation. You have Puerto Rico flags all over, and we can't forget, although Miles Morales is half African American, he's also half Hispanic Puerto Rican on his mom's side. So it's kind of nice that they have that all around in the background and not forgetting that side of Miles Morales. Here's probably like the only negative or critique thing I have to say about it is I'm still trying to get used to Miles Morales' new suit. I really like the suit he made in the last movie, and this one here, I don't know, just the one line going all the way down from his arms to his leg, and then just a completely blank spot with his chest. not the suit I would have gone with in the long line of awesome Miles Morales suits, but I gotta admit, seeing it kind of in action here when he's taking the hot dog from the guy in the hot dog stand, it doesn't look so bad. It's still clear to me that this is Miles Morales. That brings us into the other teaser trailer we got early on, and that was of Gwen Stacy opening a portal to Miles' room and inviting him out. Reoccurring Easter egg from last time is like the Spider-Man comic with his first appearance from Amazing Fantasy number 15, and even those famous Nike shoes that Miles wore in the first movie. Here's then where my head just completely exploded out of joy and also torture, because as a content creator, I knew I was gonna have to try and find out at least 80% of who these spider people were. And hey, I'm actually proud of how good I did, because I found some really interesting backstories to some of these spider people that I think are both funny and awesome. But I'm gonna save the listing of all these spider people towards the later half of this video, because there's still some story elements here I want to point out. Like for one, the return of everyone's favorite Spider-Man variant, Peter B. Parker. Very glad they brought Jake Johnson back to voice him, and that he'll be a big character for this movie, as he had a big hand in helping Miles move on in the first movie. One of the things we gotta mention here is he's continuing with that lazy attire look, but it looks like he has a good reason for it. If you notice, he's got a baby pouch on the front, letting us know he's become a father since the last time we spent some time with him. After this trailer release, the team behind the movie had a little after party revealing some details about the film, and they even gave us the first look to his daughter, Mayday Parker, which is usually the name of Peter Parker's child in the comics. And I'm actually a big fan of Mayday Parker in the comics, and I've always wanted to see her be brought into the movies, especially the Tobey Maguire films. I feel like that would be the perfect way to go with Spider-Man 4, but nevertheless, I do think there'll be some important reasons why he's become a father now. The next shot here is of Miles and Gwen Stacy hanging upside down, letting you know that their butts essentially look like this. We get a shot of Spider-Woman, aka Jessica Drew, who is pregnant. This is coming also from the comics. They've brought that into this movie, on her motorcycle, where she is fighting a variant version of the Vulture. During CinemaCon earlier this year, attendees were shown footage of Gwen Stacy Spider-Man fighting off a version of the Vulture from her universe, and it looks like this could be a continuation of that battle where a Spider-Person comes in to help Gwen Stacy and then drag her along to whatever multiverse adventure needs to happen. Here's where we get some of those parental themes I was talking about with Peter B. Parker that we're seeing with Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099, where we're watching him look at footage of himself and what appears to be his younger daughter, that to me lets me know most likely his daughter has passed away, and it's a real heartbreaking tragedy for this Spider-Man. There's like shots of Spider-Man 2099 that just look kind of terrifying, because here we have one of Miles being transported out somewhere or taking some sort of energy fuge, and Miguel O'Hara is just racing after him, claws out, ready to fight this guy. I wonder if this could be a similar theme to what we saw in the first movie, where the Kingpin created this multiverse portal just so that he can find Vanessa and his child again in another universe. Some of those themes could be carrying on to this movie, where maybe these spider people differ in how to handle this threat in ways that could benefit them regaining people that they've lost in their lives, or something of that sort. I also even gotta admit, I got like Batman kind of chills whenever Gwen Stacy says this to Spider-Man 2099.
We are supposed to be the good guys.
We are.
That feels like we're talking to Batman, does it not?
We are. We are.
We are. Alright, but now getting to the point of the video where I start listing off all of these Spider-Man variants that we're seeing in the background, and I'm going to be sticking to the characters I'm like 80% to 100% sure I know who they are. I've already seen so much discourse online from Spider-Man fans looking at a speckle of a Spider-Person off in the distance and saying, Andrew Garfield? Tobey Maguire? Spectacular Spider-Man? When some of these costumes are so vague, it's kind of hard to pinpoint. Like, starting off here with one of the very first spider variants we see, that's like a classic Spider-Man suit. That could be anything from classic Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man, but this same character, people are saying, oh, it's Andrew Garfield. No, it's actually Unlimited Spider-Man, voiced by Drake Bell. Let me make it easy for you, okay? That's Spider-Man, this is Spider-Man, he's Spider-Man, you're Spider-Man, I'm Spider-Man! But the person talking to classic Spider-Man here appears to be Spider-Man wearing the Velocity suit from the PlayStation game. When zooming out here, we get to see Spider-Man PS4. Anytime they include this boy, I get really happy because I love this incarnation of Spider-Man. One of the other ones I noticed off here is one of the many armored suits Peter Parker has built himself over the years. This is the Mark II suit that Peter Parker built for a time when he lost his spider sense. It's bulletproof, and we actually get to see a whole bunch of other Mark armor suits that Spider-Man has wore. If you want to kind of go in order, this is the Mark I suit that was first built in 1993, this kind of all silver and black look. From there, Spider-Man went on to build the Mark III suit that was most notable for being electro-proof. Other interesting Spider-Man variants that stuck out to me is, for one, the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man variants. This is actually a comic run I read and actually really enjoy. It's a universe where Peter Parker, Mary Jane, and his daughter all share his Spider-Man powers and fight crime together. Sounds kind of silly, but I don't know, I kind of really enjoy seeing Spider-Man happy sometimes. In the background over here, you can also see manga Spider-Man that is known as Spider-Clan. I remember having a toy of him as a kid that came with a little comic book about his story. Essentially, he's a Spider-Man variant who, after Uncle Ben was killed, joins this ninja clan and basically becomes a Spider-Man ninja. Another Spider variant I'm familiar with is Lady Spider. She created these spider legs out of her garage that give her all sorts of abilities. It's just kind of cool how they stay true to some of these characters' looks. A funny one a lot of people are talking about here is this Spider Cop. This is one that has not been canon for a long time, but was kind of a running joke in Spider-Man PS4. If you played that game throughout the series, Spider-Man from time to time would joke around about this alter ego he created where he's this rough, grizzled cop on the streets of New York. And funny enough, they turned it into a real thing in the comics and now even in this movie. So I thought that was really funny and cool of them to add. We also get a look of what I believe is supposed to be Spider-Man UK. That suit just very much resembles the UK Spider-Man suit. We have Bombastic Man here, which is Spider-Man whenever he can't find his mask, so he just puts on this paper mask. It's usually most notable with him wearing a Fantastic Four suit, but I'm sure because of rights reasons, they couldn't have him wear a Fantastic Four suit in here. So instead, you just have a man with a bunch of other paper bags that he's carrying. We got Werewolf Spider-Man off here to the side. That's also just like a really random variant that they threw in here of something that just happened once in Spider-Man comics. And when it came to this breakdown, I was really trying to stick to the unique looking spider people and not so much a lot of these other spider variants that look like they're just made of different colors. That makes it just really hard to find them online if I don't immediately recognize their suit from the comics or video games. But I was kind of puzzled and thrown off by this Spider-Man variant we see a couple of times here in the trailers, who has kind of his hair sticking out, is wearing a Letterman. That's just such a unique, cool design that I'm like, I kind of want to know who this spider guy is, and I couldn't find anything at first. And then it clicked in my head, oh my god, this is Flash Thompson Spider-Man. In an alternate universe, Flash Thompson is the one who got the Spider-Man powers as Eugene Thompson, and he usually doesn't rock a Letterman here, but he does have his costume with his hair sticking out and mask similar. I think for the movie, they added on the Letterman because that's just how we associate Flash Thompson. He's usually wearing a Letterman and bullying Spider-Man. So that's kind of cool that they did that here. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be then Flash Thompson Spider-Man. When we get to these other shots of Spider people just going after Miles Morales, here off to the corner, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Superior Spider-Man. That's a popular Spider-Man variant that involved Dr. Octopus taking over the body of Peter Parker and being Spider-Man for a little bit. So many unique Spider people just in this one frame. Like this to me here looks like the Scarlet Spider 2 suit. Even though we already have a Spider-Woman in here, we have a more classic looking Jessica Drew off to the side in her yellow and red colors. And believe it or not, we got frickin' Spider Monkey, y'all. A Spider-Man variant I can't believe they threw in there is the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man running all wonky here in his old graphics. Another Spider-Man variant that's making a lot of people happy and excited is we got Unlimited Spider-Man thrown in here from the Fox cartoon series. I was not expecting this boy to show up. I remember watching episodes here and there as a kid. If they have Unlimited Spider-Man thrown in here from that cartoon, they better be throwing in Spectacular Spider-Man somewhere in here. The thing I think that's just going to be funny is a lot of people are excited and anticipating all these spider suits, but I think the ones that we saw in that big flash, we're only going to be seeing them for split seconds at a time, and that's all the screen time they will mainly get, because thanks to some toy leaks and what we've been hearing about this movie, some of the main Spider-Man variants will be following along the way are people like Spider-Punk that are voiced by Daniel Kaluuya. They actually just showed us a first look to what he should look like in the movie, as well as Spider-Man India thrown in here, also revealing his design, looking pretty cool, different and unique. So I don't know, to me this trailer was awesome, getting a look at all the Spider-Man variants and seeing which ones I could figure out, which ones I couldn't. This is where I throw it off to you guys. What did you think of the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer? What were your favorite moments? What Spider-Man variant are you hoping pops up in here that you didn't see in the trailer? For me, Spectacular Spider-Man, Japanese Spider-Man. Anything and everything, be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.